Thanks for staying with us at STL Live. I'm Sarah Thompson, and my guests are Alexis J. Roston and Abdul Hamid Royal of Lady Day at Emerson's Bar and Grill, which is at the Kranzberg Art Center. I want to pick up talking about Billie Holiday because I think it's so interesting. Sometimes I think as I get older, I have these moments of like, do generations get the importance of that, even though I wasn't necessarily alive with Billie Holiday? And I'll give you an example of that. There's a lot of posters. You'll go out and see artwork with Billie Holiday, and you'll see younger generations buying them, but then you wonder, have they listened to our music? And I guess when we think about this in 2016 in this production, how do you sort of address sort of encouraging young people to go see this? Like, what might they take away from this, or why would they be interested in it outside of the entertainment from the music perspective?
Okay, so for me, I think we talked about it a little bit, but I feel like there's a lot of music that is move your body heavy, you know what I mean? It doesn't have all of the heart connected to it, but it has a good beat, you know what I mean? So the kids are singing it, and Billie Holiday, however, there's so much heart in her music. There's so much grit, and you feel touched. You feel like you've had an experience when you listen to her music. So I would love to have young people come out to this show and be exposed to what that is, so that it could possibly plant a seed. You know,
versus looking at it from maybe somebody else who understands her full life story and is looking as almost, the nostalgia of who she is.
Exactly. And then of course, I grew up listening to her. So, for me, it's something totally different. But for younger generations, it's like, this is what we're talking about. This is music with substance to it, that you walk away from, whether you're thinking about something that's great and grand or just food for thought, just anything. But, you have an experience.
Right. Abdul Hamid, did you have anything to add to that?
Well, it's the genre. I mean, jazz has always commented on, it was created, it was born right out of this idea that art does more than just entertain. And Billie Holiday was a jazz singer. In that same vein, you have Wynton Marsalis, right? You have Liz Wright, you have Carmen Lundy, you have contemporary, artists who are in the lineage of this jazz music. So I think in a way, yes, it's not apples, it's apples and oranges in a certain kind of way. Entertainment is great for entertainment. Jazz was never really strictly about entertainment. It was always a way sort of that the artists communicated in some way how they felt about themselves, about the world that they lived in. And Billie Holiday was very much, an artist in that vein. She says in the play, I'm a jazz singer. I'm not a blues singer. I'm a jazz singer. And that, is one way that we honor that. Is by exposing, the young people to her through this music.
Alexis, I want to ask you. You mentioned grit is such a appropriate, I think, term when you're standing there and you're, portraying her and you're, in character. How do you draw from that? At night after night to go somewhere that's pretty heavy and powerful for someone who's so well known. How do you do that in your performance? What prepares you for that?
I have convinced myself that Billie Holiday and I are like cut from the same cloth. So there are some things about Alexis that I completely feel relate to the life and times of Miss Billie Holiday. And I think I'm kind of gritty, One thing that I read about her in my studies was how people loved to be around her. She was funny, she was comical, and her heart was huge. I don't know if my heart might be as huge as hers was, but I love hard. She loved hard to a fault sometimes. And so there are some parallels that I just draw from. My father always played a lot of jazz in the house, so I'm naturally drawn to jazz, So in picking up her music, I was very like, oh no, I don't sound anything like her. But then, her sound just washed over me after a while. And so I picked it up. So I guess we kind of have a voice in common too, huh? So that's really what it is. I just feel like there are some parallels in our life that in our separate lives that helped me to draw.
Before I wrap things up, I should mention you're both kind of Midwesterners, Milwaukee native and Chicago native. What's next for you after you leave here in St. Louis?
Oh, well, I'm going back home. I'll be performing a show called It's All Right to Sing the Blues.
Oh, okay.
And I'll be actually playing Ella Fitzgerald.
Wow.
Just right on to the next.
Right?
There you go. This is a
Right.
good thing.
And jazz.
And I'm doing theater at Theater Under the Stars in Houston. I'm doing Dreamgirls.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh, listen, this is great. I mean, keeping the theme a little bit,
yeah.
for the first part of the year. But thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Here in studio. We've got the information there for you. Again, on the screen, it's Lady Day at Emerson's Bar and Grill. Go check it out. I mean, you don't even have to be a Billie Holiday fan. It's going to be a wonderful production, wonderful music. It's February 17th through March 4th. This is presented by Max and Louis Productions. You can go to maxandlouis.com for more information. And again, thank you both for being here, and enjoy your time in St. Louis.
Thank you so
Thanks.
much.
Thanks so
All
much.
right. Well, there's more STL Live right after this. Please stay with us.